Here we're going to solve this quadratic equation. Remember, a quadratic equation is an equation with an x squared as its highest degree or highest exponent. The best way to solve a quadratic equation is to set it equal to 0. So to do that, I'm going to add 8 to both sides of this equation. Notice I combine like terms. If I want to use the quadratic formula, which is a great option when you're solving a quadratic equation, you need to find the discriminant first. The discriminant is given by this formula, and remember in this problem, a, b, and c are the coefficients of the polynomial when set equal to 0. So a is 1, b is -6, and c is 13. Plugging those numbers in and doing PEMDAS gives us a value of -16. The third formula, or the third step, is to use the quadratic formula itself, which is given by this. Notice we have to substitute the discriminant, -16, into this formula, as well as the values of a and b. Now, you'll notice that we have radical of a negative number. Radical of a negative number isn't real. You'll recall from previous lessons that the radical of a negative number is an imaginary term. Since radical 16 is 4, radical -16 would be 4i, where I is the imaginary number. Now we have to do the plus or minus as usual. So we'll split the problem into a plus and a minus. Notice the numerators here don't combine, since you can't combine a real and an imaginary term. Therefore, there's nothing I can do in the numerators. But I can still simplify by simply using the common denominator rule to split the fraction. Then each fraction will simplify as shown here. Same happens on the other side, and we now have our two answers to this quadratic equation.